Okay, now we're back and we're looking at the concept of destination inspection. In the 70s, the federal government introduced the concept of pre-shipment inspection of goods imported into Nigeria. Objectives, as they say, checking underpricing of goods, resulting in evasion of duties, checking overpricing to avoid capital flight, a certain quality and quantity of goods imported into Nigeria, and so on and so forth. These are some of the things we want to look at when we talk about destination inspection, where the goods are coming from, where they're going. And to have this conversation with us, we have Mr. Ibrahim Yusuf, who's the Deputy Controller, Area Project Manager at PAAR. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
And on the other side is Mr. Chris Osunkwo, who is the PRO Tinkan Island Port. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, my pleasure.
All right, let's start with the Deputy Controller, Area Project Manager for PAAR. Can you take us through the process flow of the application and generation of what is called PAAR, which is Pre-Arrival Assessment Report?
Thank you very much. The process of application and that is issuance of PAAR Pre-Arrival Assessment Report start with the importer himself. After discussing and negotiating with his supplier, he will get what is called pro forma invoice. With the pro forma invoice, he goes to any of the designated bank where he has an account, often what is called Form M. And that Form M is an information form that tells all the information of our import, the tariff classification, the value you are going to buy the import, and the expected freight with that import. With that, your bank will now transmit that Form M, Form M to the NCS platform. And the NCS platform will immediately send an SMS to you.
NCM.
That is NCS, that's Nigerian Customs Service.
Okay.
You understand? At the ruling center will immediately send an SMS for you. That is a text message to you, either through your phone or through your email. Your Form M has been scrutinized, is now accepted for the processing of PAAR. Having accepted that or reject that, you understand, it will now go straight to we are now waiting. That is what we call provisional documentation. With the provisional documentation, the NCN will now scrutinize that Form M, waiting for your final documentation before it is now going to issue the RA.
So, if I can just to break in there, all of these processes, they happen even before the goods are shipped?
Of course, they happen before the goods are shipped. Then, the final documentation, the moment your goods start selling, you understand, you have what is called bill of lading. You understand, the packing list, the container number. With that, you will now send it to your bank. The bank will now send it to NCS, that's the Nigerian Customs Service Ruling Center, as a final documentation. If the information given is correct, that is correct quantity, correct valuation, correct classification, the PAAR will be issued to you within 6 hours. So all this process, I'm telling you, it's a process that cannot take you up to 1 day from the opening of the Form M to the distance, because the opening of the Form M is done by the bank. If you have a correct information at the bank, it's an e-transmission. It is just...
So the entire process is just within 24 hours. It can be done very quickly.
Quickly, because we are waiting there. We have 3 sections. We have scrutiny office, that is the SOS. We have the FD, VO, that is final document verification officer. We have the valuation and the classification office. So all this process is just done online.
So what's the difference between this pre-arrival assessment report, which is called PAAR, and what some people mention the risk assessment report? What's the difference?
There's a lot of differences. PAAR, that is pre-arrival assessment report, has a value added in it. It has a classification tools. It has evaluation tools. It shares risks amongst stakeholders. like the NAFDAC, like the SOS, and all other stakeholders. It shares among them. You understand? It is also a final document, not advisory document, just like the other documents we have.
Also, the risk assessment is
It's advisory document.
Is advisory.
Yeah,
which means that when you present it, they might say, well, this is advisory, we're not going to act on it.
In fact, that is what is written at the end of the program, that this document is an advisory document.
If I have a PAAR, do I still need a RA?
If
I have the PAAR, do I still need the risk assessment report?
No. PAAR has come to replace the risk assessment report.
Oh, okay. So we don't need
you don't need the risk assessment report
anymore.
Okay. The risk assessment report is being given by the service providers who have stayed here over 10 years, you understand?
Who are doing pre-shipment.
Pre-shipment inspection.
Okay. So what are the benefits of the PAAR as against the old RA?
Thank you for that question. PAAR has a lot of benefits, which include, like my DC just mentioned, shared risk management by all government, regulatory and security agencies. And then we talk about excellent valuation and classification. It has an excellent valuation and classification tool. And again, PAAR, apart from being indigenous, is developed by Nigeria Customs Service. So it's a pride to the nation, and is sustained by the workforce, by Nigerians, that's the customs.
Okay.
So it has so many benefits, which the trading public definitely can attest to.
And how has this new system brought about increase in the revenue of customs?
Precisely, let me talk about Tinker Island Port now. Now, in Tinker Island Port, people expressed so much fears when we took over destination inspection. But the records are there to show that, look, it hadn't been as easy as this. Because in December in Tinker Island Port, we generated about 23.5 billion. And then when compared with what we had last year, which was about 17, what we had in 2012. And then in January, we had 21.5 as against 16.5. So you can see we had our revenue was in excess of about 5 billion. So without a proper administration of this PAAR regime, I don't think we would have gone this far.
How does it guarantee transparency?
Let me add to what he said in terms of the revenue. We took over with all the hiccups, with all the teething problems, you understand, December, and we met about 85.6 billion nationwide, which is about 15% increase in the revenue we make, you understand, on the months of the previous year, you understand. So it increases revenue because this is a work that is done by the professional today, you understand. It's done by the customs. And we know the work, like I have been in the work for more than 25 years, and I know how to classify it. It's not somebody that will classify it from somewhere, then come and classify it from somewhere, you understand? So it has the classification, it has the valuation tools, which is the major source of revenue.
Okay, so when people talk about having problems with customs, what are the things that you think normally would worry them? Is it because they haven't gone through the processing of this PAAR on time, and then they get their goods delayed at the Tinker Island and other ports?
Yeah, the problem we have in Nigeria today is that, you see, compliance is the most important thing. There's rules and regulations governing imports. There's rules and regulations governing clearance of cargo. But if you try to circumvent the law, you understand, by trying to first, maybe you have 1,000 metric tons of ceramic tiles in a container. then you know that it's 1,000 metric tons of square meters of ceramic tiles. Then you know that it have 1,000 square meters of ceramic tiles in a 1 by 20 foot container. When we come, we declared only 600 square meters in the container and cut the value, you understand, in the container. I, as a professional, knows how much a container will take of container, you understand, and I know the price of a cargo from Asia. I know the price of a cargo from Europe, you understand. So with that, I will give the value according to what you have, even if you cut the value. So what we are looking at here is compliance trader.
So how does PAAR help with compliance?
PAAR, we are just starting, you understand. We are coming into a lightning campaign, telling people that, look, it is better for you to be transparent, to be honest in your declarations, so that you can get it faster and achieve the full benefit of PAAR, you understand, designed by the federal government, designed by the Nigerian Customs Service, you understand, carried forward, you understand, by the Nigerian Customs Service and the Controller General of Customs and his management team.
So I was just going to mention that what if, for example, you have a situation where the example you used, a cargo of tiles, if normally it is sold for 100,000 naira and I get it in Asia or somewhere else where they make it in a different way and they're selling it to me for 50,000.
That is why we are having what is called the sun cap. Anything that is coming into Nigeria, we must be in conformity with the standard organization standard of Nigeria. You understand? Therefore, if you have that kind of product, we know that this is not the product that will come to Nigeria. And if you have a product that you reduce the quality drastically, you understand? Or if you are talking of discount, you understand? We have the rules of discount in our SEMA, why you can discount and how you can discount, acceptable discount and unacceptable discount.
Sorry, sir, to help him on that, okay, the price differentials, you know, have been taken into consideration before what you can pay as an importer is arrived at. How? A container of tiles from China is of less quality than that from Europe. So, you know, if you are an importer, you're bringing in tiles from China, it's expected that you pay lower than the tiles coming from Europe. So all these have been put into consideration.
Okay. So how will this process help the federal government policy of goods leaving the port within 48 hours of arrival?
My boss just said that compliance should be the watchword of every, every trader.
Importer.
Yeah, when we use the word trader, it's, you know, it means it's holistic. So what is there is this: if you are compliant, PAAR, you asked about the benefits of PAAR. PAAR will help the customs to fast track your cargo clearance out of the port, because the cost of compliance is cheaper than non-compliance. So a situation where every game has its own rules, play the game according to the rules.
Okay.
So when people talk about and shout and complain about customs delay, no, it is you, the importer, the trader, that delays yourself by your action, by what you do.
Let me add to that. Let me add to that. You see, what we are looking for from the traders or the importers today is transparency. Declare your actual quantity, declare your actual value, and classified your actual tariff in your distance. With that, you understand, there's a price for that. What is the price? The system has a high audit trail, which will be profiling you, giving you marks at a stage whereby your cargo will not be even subject to any physical examination. It will go straight, the moment you pay that, it will go straight down to your factory or to your house.
All right.
So, but if you have been doing that and you miss it, one time you try to cut corners, you understand, the system will still bring you back to zero. This man that I'm believing that is a very good trader, now this is what he's doing, then let him go back to the physical examination.
So the bottom line is that all import trade should be integrity driven.
Integrity driven,
Yes.
transparency,
Yes.
those are the words
Yes.
that the Nigeria Customs
Yes.
Service is presenting to Nigeria and saying just follow the procedure. Pre-arrival assessment report will help to ensure everything is fast-tracked. Thank you very much, and we've been talking to Mr. Ibrahim Yusuf, who's the Deputy Controller and Area Project Manager in Apapa. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, Mr. Chris Osunkwo, who is the PRO Tinkan Island Port. Thanks for having you. I guess Nigerians have heard, and the continuation of this conversation will be available to other Nigerians who may want to ask you further questions in the near future.